Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial on painting a blue butterfly with echinacea, or a coneflower as some call it. But yeah, this was a commission piece. So I started off with my blue and I added in lamp black as you see me tracing the outline. So when I paint butterflies, I like to put down the first color, just the base layer, and then I outline everything in black. So you see me going around the wings, which I like to paint it in a little bit thick with some butterflies. Now this butterfly was just kind of made up because it's for a 9-year-old girl. So I'm not super concerned on making it look really realistic. So I just painted the lines a little bit darker to give it more definition. So when you first draw in a butterfly, you can I just draw it with pencil lines, and then with butterflies there's some space in between those pieces that you see me doing, and so I just keep the pencil line really thin, really light, and then I go in a little bit with a heavier hand with the lines in between. And I really like lamp black. It's very dark and has kind of like a velvet darkness to it, if that makes sense. So it's just my preference of black. And I usually use Daniel Smith watercolor or Windsor and Newton. This one in particular is Daniel Smith. So yeah, you just kind of see me doing that. And then I'm about to paint in the body of the butterfly, and yeah, just making it really pretty. So while I'm doing that, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. This is my first YouTube video ever. My name is Ariana. I'm a mom of 3. I'm married to a man named Lev Toomey. He is a welder and fabricator, and he's pretty great. And they're very supportive of me in my art journey and selling art and painting and YouTube and all the things. So I'm very blessed for that. So as I'm going around the bottom, I'm also doing it a little bit thicker, a little bit closer to how normal butterflies are. And as you see, I'm not being too precious with my lines and how I'm drawing them. Again, it's because I know I'm going to go over them. And you know what? Maybe I wasn't going to draw the body earlier. I was drawing the outline. So now I'm drawing in the body. And bodies are pretty easy to draw and paint in with butterflies, which is really nice. So yeah, I painted the first echinacea as you see, but I will paint in some more later. You can see a little bit yellow in my upper right corner. That was a mistake. So later I will paint a echinacea over that and make it just take away my mistake, because I didn't use water to get the mistake out when I first did that. So now I am drawing in the stem with Sap Green by Windsor and Newton. I really love the sap green for all my plants. And that flower in particular, I didn't draw a lot of details or mix in a lot of colors with it, because I want the focal point to be the butterfly and everything else just to kind of, adding to it. But I used my size, I'm trying to see, I believe my size 4 round brush by Princeton velvettouch, which I really like. So earlier, as I said, I was going to go back over, so I'm going back over with I have a little tiny bit of lamp black mixed in with my cobalt blue, which I love cobalt blue, but I just wanted to make it a little bit darker. So we're mixing that in. I'm painting in over everything. I made it go a little bit faster for you. So I will kind of paint over a little bit of the black lines, because with butterflies, I just kind of like that look. And then I'll go over it again later with a much more thin black line. So that is what I'm doing. So while I'm doing that, let me tell you a little bit more about my day-to-day life as a mom and an artist. So I have been doing art my whole life, as most artists have, but I never really told anyone that I liked doing art until I married my husband. We got married in, in December 2019. So we've only been married for about almost 4 years come this December. So when I got married to him, he got to see my love for art, and he really encouraged me in it, encouraged me to go after it wholeheartedly. So that's kind of where that all started at. I have never done voiceover before, and I've never made a YouTube video before, so all of this is very new for me. Oh, before I keep going, I'm working on my second flower. So for those of you who know how to paint flowers with watercolor, I was doing a very common method with trying to paint a flower. You take the tip of your brush, you kind of pull the tip down to give it a pointed spot, and then you press down and then you lift. And I'm still practicing it quite a bit, so I had to kind of round out some of my edges. But this flower is pretty simple. I really love these coneflowers. They're one of my favorite flowers. So I just used a nice yellow, and later I'll go back with the burnt umber and put it on the top and let it bleed a little bit into the petals, which I personally like. I like the look of having a very defined butterfly or a very defined piece with a more looser look, like with the flower or with a leaf or something like that, and having more of the bleeding technique brought into it. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but that's what we're going with. Again, my first voiceover. We'll see how this goes. And so I did a few of those petals. I made it a little bit smaller because, again, that's not really the focal point. It's just kind of adding to the picture a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of where that is. So back to my story with my husband. He really encouraged me to keep doing art and to focus on it and to just go for it. As far as finding time to do art, sometimes I have people help me watch my kids. Sometimes it's during nap time. Sometimes I stay up late. Sometimes I get up really, really early. As of right now, I've been getting up pretty early, which I really like because it kind of helps me get ready for my day. My kids are still pretty small, so I just get up early, get my heart right, get my mind right, paint, draw, get my commission work done. I'm prepping for my cards and prints for a pop-up I'm going to be doing at a place called Tirza Design. That's going to be in October, so I'm really excited about that. So a lot of work going on right now. And as you see with my butterfly, I'm just going back over everything again and just really sharpening up those lines, making them look very defined. I love painting butterflies. It is one of my favorite things by far, and bugs as well. Not everyone is into it, but if you know, then you know. So yeah, that is just kind of the main process. So this is my first voiceover. This is my first YouTube video. I am learning a lot by doing this, and I'm using my microphone on my phone, and I'm using iMovie to edit. So thank you guys for listening, and keep watching. I'll play music for the rest of the video. Thank you.